In this video, we're just going to do some parallel lines review. So we've covered parallel lines last week for a couple different lessons, and we're going to cover them last time today. Now, I'm not going to give you a quiz on this material, but I am going to give you some review set of problems that kind of has a mix of different parallel lines. So you do need to be able to do well on that. I'll probably grade that for however many you get right, but you can use your notes. So you can use whatever notes you need. You can Google things if you need to, okay? So take your time. I just want to make sure you can get the problems right. Obviously, copying from people, that's not okay, but if you want to use notes, if you want to rewatch some videos, if you want to work on it, Google some stuff, that's fine, just so long you're doing the work yourself. So let's jump into some parallel lines review. Let's start here by naming some angle pairs. Now, it's important that we can recognize these angle pairs, especially alternate interior angles. We're going to see those so much down the road. So let's start here. We're going to name all the angle pairs here. So we're going to start with corresponding, and let's think if we can find any corresponding angles. Well, remember, corresponding is like matching angles. So which angle matches with angle 1? Well, angle 1 matches with angle 3. Notice they're both in the top left corner. So angle 1 and angle 3 would be a corresponding angle pair. I could also do angle 2 and angle 4. Sorry, let's rewrite that, angle 3. I could do angle 2 and angle 4. I could do 5 and 7. Man, I'm just struggling here. Here we go, angle 7. And I could also do angle 6 and 8. Okay, so there's always 4 sets of corresponding angles in parallel lines, and they just match. Top left with top left, top right with top right, and so on. All right, the most important one, alternate interior angles. Remember, when we're thinking about interior angles, we want to think about them kind of like it's a street. The inside of the street, if you're inside the street, 2, 3, 6, and 7 would be on the inside. Those would be interior angles. 1, 5, 4, and 8 are on the outside. Notice they're kind of out on the sidewalks of my street. So when we're dealing with interior angles, we're on the inside, and then alternate means we're on opposite sides of the transversal. So not just 2 and 6, those would be supplementary, but 2, angle 2, and angle 7. Notice I've got alternate interior angles. The second one here is angle 3 and angle 6. These also would be alternate interior angles. All right. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let me bring that back here. And then let me get rid of these guys. Alright, so there's my alternate interior angles. Let's talk alternate exterior angles. So remember, our alternate exterior angles that are on the outside and on alternate sides. So that's going to be like angle 1. And then what's all the way at the other end, the other corner? Angle 8. Something that sometimes helps people is you go all the way down your line and then you jump across. If that helps you, great. If you can do it without thinking about it like that, that's great too. All right, and then angle 5 and angle 4. Again, notice they're kind of like opposite corners, okay? All the way on the outside, and then alternate sides, or all the way at opposite corners is another way to think about that. All right, last one. This one should be the easiest one. Same side interiors. They're on the same side, and they're on the inside. So like 2 and 3, there should be no lines between your same side interiors. So we've been switching colors. Let's switch colors one last time. So something like angle 2 and angle 3. Same side on the inside. Okay, angle 6 and angle 7. Now, an important thing to remember, that each of these are congruent. Congruent, 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 except for same side interiors, those are supplementary. I know it's very important to you that I spell out the word supplementary, so I did that there for you. All right. One thing to remember when we talk about angles being big or small, this is a big angle. This is a small angle. You might say, but look how long the lines are. Well, remember, there's arrows on the lines. Those lines go on forever no matter what. Okay, so just because I drew them big or small doesn't tell me how big my angle is. My angle is all about how open it is. Okay, you can think of it like a door. How far open is my door? It's really wide open. Here, it's not open very much. Okay, it's all about the openness of your angle, not how long the lines are. So we're talking about big angles, small angles. That's what we're talking about. How open is it, not how long are the lines. All right. And then let's just do one of these real quick, just to review. Remember, if I know one angle and I've got parallel lines, and remember parallel lines are marked by having little arrows like that, I should be able to solve for all my missing angles. So this should be 113, 113, 113. Okay, and then I subtract from 180 to solve for my other angles. So 180 minus 113, and I should end up with something like 67 here. So 67, 67, 67, 67. So all my small angles are the same size, all my big angles are the same size, and then a small angle and a big angle together end up being 180. All right, last one. Let's skip all this stuff. Let me just pull one up here. So remember, when I'm dealing with, say this was 3x instead of just regular x, when I'm dealing with angles like this, if the angles are not the same size, what I know about them tells me how to set it up. So this would be 3x plus 61 is equal to 180. Why is it set up like that? Well, I know that these are same side interior angles. They're not the same size. What do I know about same side interior angles? I know they add up to 180. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add them up, set them equal to 180. All right, same thing. Let's look at one more here. Again, let's pretend that this is 3x instead of x. What do I know about these two angles? Well, I know they're alternate interiors, and I know they're congruent. What do I do with things that I know are equal? I set them equal to each other. Okay, so when you're solving for algebra in parallel lines, start with what do I know, and then let that tell you how to set up the problem. I know they're equal, set them equal. I know they add up to 180, add them up to 180. So that reviews everything that we've covered in parallel lines up to yesterday's material. If you need a review of that, you can always check on your own. That wraps up parallel lines. So we're going to do, there's the review assignment, and then we're going to move on to some new stuff for the rest of the week. So if you have questions, as always, shoot me an email. I'm more than glad to help.